Hey everybody, Cousin Jim. I'm here in San Diego, California at Old Harbor Distilling Company. It's right behind this red door. Let's go inside and see what nobody's supposed to see. When you walk in, this place is called the Prop Shop. It's for repairing propellers on boats. Check out all the buoys. We got the charts, we've got some mahi up there on the wall, old water skis. This is a sailor's paradise. Check this stuff out. Old whaling harpoon. Another one over here. Wow. And look at this. And then here. Here is the forbidden door. The secret knock. And we're in. Hey, look who's here.
Ahoy.
This is the room nobody's supposed to see. Check it out. We're inside a speakeasy. You people have heard of a speakeasy. Here's the porthole. You cannot see out, but it looks like the ocean. So check this baby out. I would just want to show you what it's like. This room is for private parties. You can book an event here at Old Harbor Distilling Company here in San Diego. And we're gonna meet Michael, the owner here, and I'm gonna flip the lights on so this looks much better to you. Check this out. Bottles and bottles of Old Harbor. We've got Barrel Flag, San Miguel, Ampersand. Then we've got the gins and the white rum and the vodka over here. This is the inside of the speakeasy. They're working in here today, getting it set up for another party tonight. They've got a group of 23 people coming in. It is going to be a great party. So if you want to book a party here, go to Old Harbor Distilling Company and you can contact them through their website. And you too can come in here to the speakeasy. They got tables, they've got bar stools. What a great place this is.
Restocked the shelves from yesterday.
So, what made you call it Old Harbor, Michael?
So San Diego is the oldest harbor on the West Coast, discovered in 1542, which also happens to be the namesake of one of our gins, which we'll talk about a little later. But yeah.
1542.
1542.
San Diego was discovered by
Juan Cabrillo.
And we've got Michael, the owner of Old Harbor Distilling Company, right here.
Ahoy. Welcome to Old Harbor. Yeah, so this is my distillery. We've been around since September 28th, 2014. That was the same day that Cabrillo landed on our sunny shores back in 1542. So yeah, we've been making gin, rum, vodka, coffee, liqueur. We've got some whiskeys aging away. We've got a couple up to about 5 years now, so we're getting there. But yeah, we just make good handcrafted products. So we'll be walking around the actual distillery in a second, but I figured we'd kind of start you off on a little tasting journey. You're a rum guy, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're my uncle, Jim.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna start you off with our basic white rum. So this is our Adventure Series rum. We call it the Adventure Series because we make 3 products in the Adventure Series line. And these ones you can find at like Total Wine & More, Bonds, Pavilions, Albertsons. And they're really, really fair prices. Like you can get this for like $16, $15, $14 at the store. So pretty reasonable for handcrafted San Diego products. So yeah, let's start you out with the rum.
All right. So here we go. It's my first taste of the Old Harbor White Rum. It's the Adventure Series because if you drink too much of this, you'll definitely go on an adventure. That is smooth. I feel a little burn running right down to my stomach. Thank you, Michael.
Okay. Well, let's bring out the good stuff. So this is our Voyager series rum. So this one's real special. This one we actually take our barrel flag rum, which is our Navy strength. It's 114 proof. So the Navy actually used to pay their sailors in tots of rum. They'd get like 2 rations of rum per day. Where the term proof comes from is actually the quartermaster would have to prove to the sailors that it was alcohol. And how you do that is you take a piece of paper, throw some gunpowder on it, soak the gunpowder in rum, light the paper on fire. If the gunpowder still exploded, that was proof it was alcohol, and that's where the term proof comes from.
Wow.
So a little history. And this rum is aged for 5 years in used Cabernet Sauvignon barrels from a local winery, and then also additionally 6 months in our second use rum barrels.
So what does aging it in a used barrel do, Michael?
Just add some different complexities to it. So using like a red wine barrel, you're gonna get a little bit of that wine sweetness, you're gonna get some of the tannins, just gonna adds another layer of depth to it.
Just a new dimension. All right, so here we go with the second one, the Voyager series. I'm gonna keep this up until I go on a voyage tonight. Definitely can tell it's stronger.
Yep.
I feel it more on the roof of my mouth, and then I also feel it heading down. Very smooth though, Michael. Nice stuff.
This is kind of our dessert, and this is also a rum base as well. So barrel flag is actually made from 3 different sugar sources. It's molasses, demerara sugar, and evaporated cane juice. This actually uses the evaporated cane juice from this rum. We add cold pressed coffee from 2 of my best friends in college started their own roastery called Coffee and Tea Collective. Their logo is an ampersand, hence the name ampersand. But we basically sweeten it to the lowest legal limit of a liqueur, which is 2.5% by weight. So this thing only has like 1 gram of sugar per shot, where like Kahlua has 14.8 grams of sugar per shot. But since this uses rum as the base, it has like a nice inherent sweetness to it.
Okay, and this one's for you, Michael, because I'm not a big coffee drinker. So you just tell me what you taste and what you feel when it goes.
So yeah, on the nose, you're gonna get like a little bit of chocolate, you get some sweet berry. Yeah, so Coffee and Tea Collective, they're like a third wave coffee roaster, so they kind of roast everything a little bit lighter, more to like what the beans are meant to be roasted to. They're not like a French roast, so you still get a lot of that like nice coffee cherry flavor. But then you also get the sweetness of these sugarcane juice rum. And then on the body, it's not very syrupy, it's nice and thin. And yeah, it's delicious. This stuff's great over ice cream, great in a tiramisu, or just great on the rocks. That's how I usually drink it. Yeah.
Well, let's head on out to the distillery. You can see it through the glass windows here. But since I have an in here, we're gonna go see what's out here. Oh, it really is a nautical theme here, Michael.
Yes, sir.
You got boats. We got boats up there. It's pretty amazing.
So yeah, we're about to, oh yeah, look, the rum just started. So we actually are distilling now.
Okay, so we're distilling rum today. All right. Now, I know when you first opened this place, you had a naming of your still.
Yep.
And you put it out, was that Instagram?
We had our soft opening for friends and family, and I let them vote on the name. So they chose the Belafonte, which is the name of the research vessel from the movie The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. So it's a pretty name, too.
The Belafonte.
Yeah.
Not named for Harry.
Not Harry Belafonte.
So is this the heads running out now?
Well, Blake can tell you about that if he wants to.
This is the heads running out right now.
So this is Blake. He does all the distilling here?
I do all the distilling, yeah.
So does that make you a master distiller?
I wouldn't call myself a master of anything, but I do all of it.
I call him a master distiller. He's been doing it long enough.
Okay, so the heads, any of you people that have watched Moonshine, you see them run the heads and they throw it out.
It's intense.
It's intense. It's got all those flavors that you really do not want. Okay, so what proof is this running out at now?
It's 180 proof at the moment. So the heads start out at a higher proof, and then as you distill more and more alcohol out of the pot, it gets lower proof and it gets hotter as it's distilling. That's what gets you into the hearts and then eventually the tails.
Okay, so Blake told me earlier that this rum has been run once before. Is it?
Yep, this is the second distillation of 3 fermenters worth of rum.
Does it make it smoother to redistill it, or why do you do that?
Yeah, it will even out any differences between the 3 previous batches, and it'll also smoothen out the rum a little bit.
That was smoothly done. And it seems to have a little green color. Is that just the bottle?
Yeah, so this is a result of the tails of the previous batch. Some of those oils and things will be left over in the column. Part of the head's job is to wash those out, and you can already tell on the second jar here, it's much clearer. By the time we start collecting hearts, it'll be crystal clear.
So this is the main still here. They have a column also. As you see, that goes up there about 15 feet. But see all these levers on the right hand side? If you pull those down, it will force the alcohol to cool and go back into the distilling process, so the proof will get higher the more panels you have closed on it, or baffles, whatever you call those guys. But it's pretty cool. Now this is all copper still, and this is the color that it naturally goes to, or you can spend lots of hours and polish it to a nice bright copper color, just like your pots at home. This is kind of interesting to me, since I was in law enforcement years ago. All this product here comes from Colombia to make the rum, and when it's coming through, immigration unstacks it, pulls a bag out of the middle to make sure no cocaine is coming through, and they test one bag. They put that bag up here in the corner, and you can see that it is a brown sugar. It is pure sugar. So it's kind of interesting that when it comes in, they don't have dogs to sniff it. They've got no other way to check. A bag coming through with powder. Right there's the tag from the immigration, drug enforcement, DEA, whoever is actually checking this stuff. He's laying down. He's confirmed it is pure sugar. That's his signal that this is a sugar pile and not a cocaine pile.
Or a pile of treats.
All right, so what do we got over here? Cases and cases of Old Harbor.
Yep.
All right, so what's this room, Michael?
So this is our bottling room. This is where everything gets bottled. So when you hear about handcrafted, this is handcrafting. Literally every bottle that gets shipped out across America is put through this little machine here. So this is a vacuum bottler. So how it works is you take this tube, you put it into the tote. This is our Adventure Series vodka. So we're bottling this up probably later today. This is our last batch of San Miguel, which is kind of our flagship gin. It's a southwestern style gin. So it's got cucumber, lime, cilantro, sage, all the stuff you'd see at a taco shop. Yeah, so basically you run it through the system, throw on a label right here, and then you throw it into a box and off into the world it goes. Pretty simple process, but time
consuming.
Yes, sir.
Because it's all handcrafted,
Yep.
hand bottled, hand labeled.
Over in that corner you can see Bob Ross. He's got all of our medals that we've collected over the last couple of years. Alright, so this is like the heart of the distillery. This is called a boiler. It's a 1.25 million BTU boiler, so it's got about 80 barbecues worth of fire going through it right now. This creates the steam heat that powers the system. The
cool thing is it's all controlled by this right here. This is a custom-made computer software that basically we have sinusoidal, like electronic sinusoidal valve controls. So the neat thing is we can actually control the amount of steam heat going into the still, but we can also control the amount of water going in. So in addition to like the plates that we can open and close to increase the distillation, we can also hit more steam in it or hit more cooling water in it to adjust the amount of reflux, which is basically how pure the final product's going to be. More reflux, the more close the vodka is going to be. Less reflux, more like a mezcal or a scotch or a heavy rum. So yeah, depending on the product we're making, we can adjust it here. So we're coming towards the end of the heads cut here, which is all the alcohol that we don't want in our run. Some of the things that back in the day they would say you'll go blind if you drink too much of it. So we want to avoid that. Once our last jar is full here, we'll take a sample and we'll switch it to our larger container for our hearts cut, which is all of the alcohol that we do want in the bottle.
So when you come out of here, you don't go straight into the bottle. You go into a...
Yeah, we'll go into a stainless container because the things that are coming off the still right now are such high proof, we couldn't put it into a bottle and serve it to you. So we'll need to add a lot of water to it to bring it back down to a drinkable alcohol content.
And what alcohol content do you typically run this at?
For the rum that we're making today, it'll actually be our highest proof product. It's our Navy strength rum, which is 114 proof.
Okay.
We like to close up our container to try and protect any and all esters that could escape during the distillation process. We'll take a sample so we can show you how high the proof is now. And it looks like we're right around 187 proof.
Wow.
And the proof will start much higher at the beginning of our hearts cut, and it'll drop as we go down.
And at about what point do you cut it off then?
Usually around 110 proof is when I make the final cut.